Good evening.
Just sitting here talking shit. Talking shit. And thought I'd just express this. What people don't understand, those that are awoken, and awoken spiritually as well as knowledge of what's going on in the matrix system, which is generally what falls in together. What I was going to say was, this is how it works. When they've got us locked into a system that feeds itself, and how it feeds itself is the fact that it gets you to live in the past, and it separates you from source, which is the God within you, the God, the creator, the Christoph, the consciousness. Let's call it a consciousness, because together as a consciousness we are very, very powerful, and they know this. That's why they cause separation. So what happens, they get you to live as a dead character. That's with the afterbirth registration. So the system, the government, the cops, the whole fucking lot of it, they get you to live in the past every day. Now what happens on the energy, spiritual side is the past creates the present because you're living in it. So today if I wake up and I feel shit, well, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to feel shit too, because I'm feeding the shit. You understand me? I'm putting it real blunt and real basic for the average Joe to understand it, because it gets a bit trippy, man, when you start talking about energy and how you can create your own future today and turn your world around with positivity, love and understanding within yourself. You see, if you go inside yourself, or everything else outside of you starts to make sense. You know, as you break down yourself, all the bad stuff in yourself, you become all the programming. Yeah, as Pete just says, all the programming. Once you break down the programming within you, and you get to the source, which is the balance of creation within yourself. That's why you have two sides of the brain and the middle bit. It's all together. So yeah, in a nutshell, if you don't understand the system, you don't understand energy, and you don't understand yourself, and you bow to these demons, because that's what they are. They're feeding a system which is based upon feeding demons. And they ain't good demons, man. They're bad motherfuckers. So what happens is you're feeding something that energizes their fate. So the longer you feed it, or as you feed it, what you're doing is you're creating it. Yeah, it's how energy works. So this is on the spiritual plane, as well as what you see, because what you see is what's happening, especially in the matrix, you know. So if you're feeding it in the past, you're living in the past as a dead character, you're creating their dead story, which is today. And tomorrow, if you keep doing it today. And as you awaken, let's say you grow up in the mind, you can actually look at this and actually confront yourself and then change your reality, because on a consciousness as togetherness, we become together. So this is why we're all starting to waken up to what's really going on. So we can bond together to create the power to change today, to make tomorrow a better place for the children to play. And we are the children. We're the children of light. It's all goodness. It's all goodness, no badness. So stop feeding the badness so we can create goodness. The water will become clean because your mind will be clean. What is internal will be external. We are the creators. We have the power to create. And we've suppressed, we've been labelled, we've been squashed. And now it's time to grow. Love and light. I'll pass you to Pete.
Thanks, Scotty. Look, I'll pass you on to my latest video, which is basically the same thing. I've labelled it Thoughts of My Awakening, and it deals with the programming, again with the mind, by what we now know as being an AI influence, or a artificial intelligence. So this is where we've got to get past this. So it's just a matter of bypassing all the information you've learnt in the past and start afresh. That's about all it is. So enjoy the movie.
Love and light, guys. Love and light. Makes everything right.
And the truth shall set you free. When you hear of the mark of the beast that was administered by the priest. And to me, this is an outrage, signified by the barcode on the forehead. When you find out that your mind has been filled with garbage instead, as you awaken, you see the metaphor of the image of the barcode, where the bars signify you are locked in a cage behind that image in your mind, keeping you trapped on that never-ending road away from the truth with a very heavy load, locking you in the four corners of that very small box, stopping you from expanding your mind with very large locks, where your vision is barred from seeking the truth. More and more you sink back, and there you sit on the edge of the pit, brainwashed with your mind full of shit. Until one day you read a book. It was the Bible that made me look. It was the story of Moses that I read that made me think about the words instead, where he took his people across the desert into the wilderness. Choosing not to stay, he did fled, only to seek freedom instead. For the journey was long across the desert. 40 years was his call, taking his people to the promised land and to free them one and all. Where this journey is merely in the mind, the journey from the left to the right mind, from the left, the masculine, moving to the right, which is the feminine divine. Oh, glory be, now I can see the beautiful irony in the story for me. This opened my mind and made it very clear, like the straight arrow or a spear, opening up my mind to the third eye. This was the biggest story for me and I. As I awakened, the bars came down so peacefully without a sound. This opened up many new doors and healed the past of so many sores. Now I see with new eyes open how much my mind was broken. Now I can feel the power within. This awakening, reducing my sin, where seeking knowledge is the only goal, unlocking the power that is in my soul. Always unlock what is within. Now I can smile and look with a grin. Knowledge is intelligence, and the power will come. Unlocking the true brilliance of the sun. Mind is open with a brand new sight. I know I have the power, the glory and the might. And now I stand almighty before the light. The dark has now gone before my might. And now the shadows are small as I learn to stand so tall. So please be aware, my dear, there really is nothing to fear. Where fear is merely only a thought, and your mind is sold and bought. Where the fake lies and the deceit has you by the balls, only administered by those of high in their halls. So save yourself, for goodness sake. It is easy to see it is all fake. For a lifetime you have wallowed in the mud. Now it is time to wash with new soap sud, feeling alive every day. What a feeling! What more can I say? It is the feeling of so much bliss. Now I can tell a copper to go and take a piss. I hope you enjoyed my little story, my journey on the way to my glory. It is up to you, it is so easy. As I always say, easy peasy, have a nice day, go out and play. Now it is your turn to shine. Come on, man, it's mine, but it's also yours as well. You don't have to have a head that swells. So open your mind and open your sight. Thank you for this love and light.